Minister Bacchus is here with me this morning. He is the Minister of Digital Transformation, and we are going to get details concerning the Hub Challenge. It's, as far as I'm concerned, when I looked at the notes, very much solution-oriented, and it's, from all indication, a kind of private-public partnership, as it were. And it's exciting times for those folks who, this is right up your alley. You're into, you know, you're just into tech and you're able to create, and we're looking to solve problems here, you know. So I want to get details concerning the Hub, and let me firstly say welcome to Minister Bacchus. Great to see you.
Good morning. Always good to be with you, Jason.
Glad you're back. You know, you said the last time, you know, you're working on some things, and I guess this is all part of that rollout.
Yeah, the ministry has been quite busy, trying to build infrastructure, to underline infrastructure for government use, for private use, really to try to make the life of citizens better. And in this case, we're dealing with the Hub Challenge. We launched the D-Hub about a month ago, June 20th, we launched the D-Hub, and it really is an ecosystem that we're creating for developers, young, all ages, developers to come and use their talents and be rewarded for it, in an effort to help solve the issues that Trinidad and Tobago has, using, of course, ICT and technology.
Why is this one of the projects that the ministry is deciding to launch publicly? One of the first major ones. You're really doing a big rollout, it seems, for this one.
Yeah, this one is, and because it kind of encapsulates a lot of what I think we need to do. One is that we need to raise the ICT level and exposure in Trinidad and Tobago. That is a serious one. Two, we want to use the natural resource we have, that is the people that we have, and have them apply what they have to solving problems. And three, of course, if these things come to fruition the way we expect them to, one, it will make the lives of citizens easier. It will be done by our own citizens doing it in this case. And additionally, there is, of course, potential for these things to make significant amounts of money.
How is the Hub Challenge? I'm trying to get the distinction, the defining line. How is the Hub Challenge different to the Hub itself?
Right, so the Developers Hub, like I said, we launched it last month, and that is the place where if you register, you can access a number of things relative to software development in Trinidad and Tobago. First thing we wanted to find out is, are there really developers out there who are willing to put their talents and display them in Trinidad and Tobago, and we were pleasantly surprised that we have over 370 registered even from that time to now. Our target was 400, so we're well on the way to that. But when you register, you get a number of benefits. One of them primarily is that you get a lot of training. When you register and you've completed everything, you have access to training from the best sources in the world. It is of no cost to you.
Okay.
And you do that, and you can raise your own developer skills. For the experienced developers, there are other things that they get in there as well. Certification is available. And these programs, I had a couple of the guys who helped develop it with us, young fellas, under 25, who helped build the portal and so on for it. And they were talking about their own experience of having to pay, but they had the wherewithal to do that, to pay to access those same courses to develop their own skills. All of that is available now within that. So it's to get the community together, get them registered, get them working together, build a commune of the ICT developer technology in Trinidad.
So you now must ask, Minister, with those who go, they log in, you're able to develop, well, the developers who are able to really embrace what's at stake here, and they come out on the winning end, and they're able to now develop and put that out there to, as you said, solve the problems, bring the solutions. Will they be indebted to the government? Is it a kind of, they'll be locked down, as it were, by the ministry?
No, I'm glad you raised that, because it is one of the things that I think when we did the initial thing and people came in, they asked about that. The answer to that is no. What we're doing with, and this is particularly related to the challenge, and I'll speak a bit about that. What we're doing with the challenge is that we are identifying issues of state across, and in this case, across 5 ministries, where they have issues that they would like to have solved. And we're creating that as a challenge and throwing it out to the developers who are on the Hub for them to come up with their ways to solve those challenges. I'll talk a bit about what those are and so on a little bit later. But the things that they come up with, they own the intellectual property and rights. It's theirs.
So they have the ownership of the applications?
It's their intellectual property. Okay. It's theirs. They can take it, do what they wish with it. What we are going to get out of it is the rights to use it.
Okay.
So, but they can take it, sell it, develop it further, whatever it is, what we have are the rights to use it. So the government doesn't own the right for what is developed. The individual does, or the group of developers that created that.
Interesting, because again, that's an important one. You know, there's this perception that yes, if you know you're able to get all this knowledge and expertise from the government, you'll have to almost like, you know, you're indebted forever.
No.
Okay,
no,
you know, so
it's to enable that particular group. Let me tell you, long term, how I see this, if it grows and matures the way I expect it to, long term, this thing could become a standalone company on its own. Maybe the Trinidad and Tobago software export company. Like many other countries where you have a number of people or a number of agencies or development agencies behind, and you bring your issues and they work on and create solutions for them and sell it.
So I guess it's all about the sustainability, the continuity, as it were, for that particular end goal to become a reality. And based on the momentum, based on all those who are registered and what we anticipate will come out of this hub challenge, what you're suggesting here is a foreseeable future. It is a possible reality.
Oh, certainly. And actually, because we started with the government ones, but the Ministry of Digital Transformation is a ministry of partnerships. So we have to partner with civil society, with the private sector, etc. Imagine you have a small company, Jason, and you have an issue that you want solved. And you can say, listen, I could take this to these developers, they could solve it for me. You don't have to do the work. It's being done in Trinidad and Tobago. The payments you will make for them will be in Trinidad and Tobago dollars. And it may be something that actually turns into something larger than, because the issues that Trinidad and Tobago have exist throughout the world.
When we look at the tech, now everyone holding a smartphone, everyone could access one of the devices, right? For the groundsman looking on, the real grassroots man and woman on the ground level, how could this impact them and change their life?
In a couple of ways. One of the things we know is that developers, and we have a lot of them working for us at the ministry, a lot of them are self-taught. And the Developers Hub gives everyone who has the talent, or believes that they have the talent, or has the drive, a place to go to develop and create your skills and get your skills better. That is one piece of it. But the things that will come out of it, the things that the D-Hub Challenge will solve, really also speak specifically to the grassroots man. Let me give you some examples.
Give me an example.
Let me give you an example.
In real time.
What I mean. So there are 5, in the Developers Hub Challenge, there are 5 ministries that have asked for things to happen. Customs and Excise, Immigration, TT Post, EMA, and Health. But think about this simple one. I mean, this is a business one. How to collect and manage liquor license data from various customs and excise offices in a unified manner.
And there's a serious one.
It's a problem that the Customs and Excise Division has. They can scour the world and look for programs from some company that could do it. Whereas what we are doing in this case is asking our own people to solve a problem for us that they themselves may have experienced or have been part of an issue relative to that already. There are 5 of them and we're doing that. So that is how, if you want to see what that is, and by the way, this is the first phase of this. When we get to the second phase, in this phase, we are putting out the challenges. In the next phase, we're going to ask the developers and people in the population to send us their challenges. So you, for example, living and working in Trinidad and Tobago, part of the Society of Trinidad and Tobago, say, you know what, if we had something that did this, it would really make my life easier.
Because most people, again, you know, it goes back to the times we live. Most people, you try to solve the problem, you go right here on your device, and you try to work it out. And sometimes, if it can be done without you not having to go physically into a particular space, you could literally sort out something via an application built by a developer from Trinidad and Tobago who understands in real time the Trinidad and Tobago problems.
So you're culturalizing the issue. Because Trinidad and Tobago, while the problems are unique, there are always things about Trinidad and Tobago that would make a solution developed by us work better in our space. You have that. I mean, look at this one, Immigration Division. How to enhance the satisfaction and well-being of passport appointment applications through timely tracking and progress and preparation and eventual delivery of their passports. Now, that is something that I guess everybody has gone through in it. Trying to apply for, I wonder where my passport, how far along the process is it? Where is it? Is it being done now? How far along? When will I get it? These are the kinds of things that we're asking the developers to solve because they themselves, I am sure all of them would have experienced it.
You know, you said that and my mind goes to those who shop on Amazon, where you'll make a purchase, but there are people who you will track your particular item. From when it left the supplier to when it was delivered to the shipping company. So there are people who, in this particular regard, if indeed you can see that your passport is on its way, you feel a bit relaxed, you know that the wheels are turning.
So that is so, and those are problems that we face as a society. It's not necessarily a problem that you have in the United States, it's not necessarily a problem you have in Canada, but it's a problem that we have here, or an issue we have here, a challenge we have here that we want to solve. So we're going to do that. There's another interesting thing about this, and I don't know if Trinidad and Tobago knows this, but I'll say because we have the statistics of the people who are registered on the hub. 344 people are there. That's the actual number. 155 of them are between the ages of 18 and 29.
Interesting. 100 and how much?
155.
155.
109 of them are between the ages of 30 and 39. So well over 60% of them are between the ages of 18 and 39. That's right. What is also interesting is that we have people over 60.
Oh, that's important.
Well, registered in the D-Hub. Other thing that is of great interest, and I was discussing it with some people yesterday actually, is that 70% of the registered members are male, which means 30% of that 344 are female. So we have a lot of women involved in software development in Trinidad and Tobago. Extremely well to know.
Again, for those looking on, just to recap and just to reestablish the point, in terms of the long-term strategy, again, your vision, the vision based on all the mechanics that are at play at this point in time, how does, again, this hub and the hub challenge align with the ministry's long-term goals and strategy? Well,
remember what the ministry is trying to do, right? This digital transformation ministry is really trying to do exactly that, digitally transform Trinidad and Tobago. A key component of that is the development of end-to-end services for the citizens. Because remember, you're digitally transforming Trinidad and Tobago not because you have nothing else to do. You're doing it because it is a highly efficient way of running a country. It is one of the most inexpensive ways of running a country. But it also provides with the highest level of efficiency in terms of delivery of services. The challenge here, and the hub itself, is what is laying the foundation for that developer community in Trinidad and Tobago to make maximum contribution to that. And that doesn't have an end. There will always be a need for new services. There will always be a need for new things. And if this group works together and they can come together to work on larger projects, because, I mean, this is just the beginning, the sky's the limit for them.
As we wrap things up, Minister, where can folks go? Again, just give us details as to where they can go to get more details on the hub and just the ministry on a whole and the work you're doing.
All right, so the websites are there. You can go to the ministry's website, but they built a specific website for this. And it's obviously the HTTPS, but it's dhub.mdt.gov.tt. And you go there, or you can just go simply to the MDT website, and you'll get all the information.
And the good thing is it's actually there on the screen for all to see. So take a note, again, dhub.mdt.gov.tt. Well, my eyes are real good.
I was about to say that. You can read that with better than I can.
Minister, I want to thank you for the time. Keep us posted.
Yeah, I will.
You know, clearly work is being done. Yeah, you made that commitment to us the last time you were here on the couch, and you're back with new developments for the developers.
Yeah, I want to encourage all the developers to go onto the hub. The website is available. It's open already. They will see the kind of things that the awards are quite generous, and they will see the rules of engagement. All of that is on the website. I'm not going to put too many teasers in it for now. Just have people go to the website and look at it.
Hey, if this is up your alley, this is the right time.
Always the time.
We come back with the Brew, and as per usual, we'll try to get some of the other international developments in the show before we close things off at 8. And if time permits, I'll try my very best to open the lines to give you a chance to get in. See you soon on this beautiful Monday.